Welcome to the Awaken Beauty podcast. I'm Cassandra, your organic beauty and endocannabinoid mentor. And today we're talking skincare. So meet your bouncer. Have you ever wondered why some vitamin C products on the shelf are much better than the other? As an unapologetic, truth teller, natural beauty advocate, and co-formulator of Evoq Beauty, I'm well aware of the surface information and tactics for selling all of the natural beauty products on the market. So first things first, I always look at the whole of a formulation and then I work backwards on getting to the endpoint safely and efficiently and the results I wish to achieve for you, the modern gal's skin needs. Now, everybody's individual, and just like you, I get pulled into the allure of all the new fancy ingredients in skincare and all the different schemes of categories, and sometimes it is so convincing. And between imagery and emotional words that are used in the market, I think it must be true, right? A little more digging, a chit chat with my lab, I can quickly differentiate fact from fiction. So today, I'm here to tell you and to help you set the record straight. So, like a festered little pesky pimple, let's bust some of these common myths. Sorry for the gross visual, but maybe this will imprint the BS I'm about to help you out with. Now, this is only coming from my perspective, but let's start with the first one. What you topically apply is absorbed, at least 60%. Now, let's start with size. Size matters. Get your mind out of the gutter. But skin lotion and potions are all made of different weights and shapes. And as a lover of truth and natural health, the truth is the natural skincare industry has been pushing this quote of 60% of skincare that you put on your skin is absorbed. And it's simply not true. It's entirely not true. And let's go really deep. I mean, really deep here, because skin is made of many, many layers. Well, there's about 4, in fact, but 3 of which we focus on as formulators. And the first layer that we see on top of the skin is going to be called the epidermis. The second layer down is the dermis, which is where all of that collagen and elastin is made, including your hyaluronic acid. And yes, you make your own hyaluronic acid. And the third layer is the subcutaneous tissue, or we call it the hypodermis. Now, my awareness on delivery systems super excited me when I got into the industry, and it also puzzles me as I look at different products. And when I consider putting a lotion or a balm together, I look at nanometers, there's Daltons involved, and the different weights and the shapes, as I've already explained. So I quickly learned and am here to tell you it's a challenge for skincare products to actually penetrate beyond the epidermis layer. You can thank your bouncer, your skin, for protecting you from all the potential harm, such as stabilizing your skin barrier from losing its hydration that it needs, as well as working to protect your skin from penetrating external toxic substances. So other key factors are how ingredients work together to strategically drive into the epidermis and slightly beyond and free of chemicals. So all of our Evoq products are composed of skin identical ingredients, such as nano phytocannabinoids, which would be CBD, liposomal vitamin C, medical grade oxygen, which are proven to dig deep into the skin for brighter radiance. So the conclusion here is it's very hard to get most skincare products past that skin barrier in which we absorb 60% plus. It all depends on the delivery system, the ingredients that are used, and more importantly, how all of the ingredients together work together for more efficiency. So for example, our pores are about 50 nanometers in size. So this is why we use our nano CBD oil, which is about 20 nanometers in size, which can just slightly dig deeper into moving beyond that first layer for better efficiency. So I will try to connect a YouTube video here, and you can learn all about Daltons and nanometers and all of that. Now, the next one is dermatology tested, and it's hypoallergenic. In order to make these kind of claims, companies basically they get a collective of women together and they have them test the product. However, it's done independently, and the current state of the woman's skin is always variable, and it doesn't give an in-depth data set that you work with a product and fair objective. So the product may be non-comedogenic or hypoallergenic, but it really who knows if it's really great for someone that has normal skin to someone that has really hyperactive skin with allergies. And so really the conclusion on this dermatology tested piece is that it doesn't mean that they necessarily liked the product when they tested it, but it's simply stating the dermatologist tested it, not that they found it extremely effective or a data set of what kind of skin that they actually tested the product on for fair value to you. The next one is going to be occlusives form a breathable, non-breathable barrier to the skin. Now, this is nuanced because occlusives are different subsets of natural occlusives or can be synthetic occlusives. And basically what they do is they help the skin from water loss. And so a heavy duty moisturizer skin feels pretty great and it's an occlusive, but proceed with caution because low-grade synthetics or even natural fats tend to be used in skincare, especially natural brands, and you have to kind of play around with it with trial and error because they can be a bit suffocating to the skin. So even variables of natural silicones, which is basically silica, can be used on the skin and it feels great. So the conclusion here is that you can have, let's say, a silicone that's going to be breathable on the skin and isn't occlusive, but then you can have saturated fat of coconut oil, but it tends to be a little bit too heavy and does clog the pores. Now, the next one is going to be this ingredient compared to that natural ingredient. Whichever one is cheaper, just go ahead and choose that one. Well, argon to argon is not apples to apples. And so I give an example of somebody cooking fresh oatmeal cookies with natural ingredients and someone cooking oatmeal chocolate chip cookies with non-natural ingredients and store-bought. And the other one has natural cacao and the other one just has a really low grade of chocolate. And the endpoint of both batches is that one ends up a little bit greasy on the pan and ends burnt, and the other one is fluffy, natural, healthy, tastes wonderful. You get two different results. So there's the conclusion on that. The next is apple cider vinegar is great for the skin and it's great for cleansing and purifying the skin. Now, again, I say proceed with caution with this because ACV is a superior exfoliating properties in it, and it has great potential as an antibacterial, antimicrobial product, especially for helping acne. But user beware of frequency of using ACV because I would not recommend that you use this daily or overuse it for antibacterial reasons because it does eliminate the good bacteria, the life, the biome on the skin. And this is your main protector on the skin. This is what keeps it intact. It's what keeps it strong. So the conclusion here is you want to start using ACV on your skin only once to twice a week. You can even use it on your scalp and on your hair, but I really recommend diluting it with water if you're using it on the skin so that you take away that abrasiveness. Now, the next is going to be using Clarisonic tools, tools such of that is the only way that you can get your skin clean. Now, this may be one of the most damaging advice skin rules out there that you could follow because surfactants and these devices do eliminate debris and buildup from the skin. But if you're using a heavy surfactant or sometimes these tools and being too abrasive on the skin, again, you're scrubbing off not only debris, but also the top barrier of your skin. And again, that's where the biome, the protectant agents are, your natural hyaluronic acid is produced. And so obsessively cleansing the skin just causes more harm than good. So you want to cleanse with a gentle, non-stripping, pH-balanced cleanser that won't strip the good stuff. So the conclusion here is don't cleanse more than twice a day. And I personally only rinse my face in the morning. Sometimes I'll use our milk cleanser to just kind of rinse off my face. But you really want to keep that skin biome intact and healthy. And at night, go ahead and use your cleansers to get a little bit more of that foam, a little bit more of that more cleanly, deep cleanse that you may crave, but do not overdo it, and make sure that you're only washing with heavy cleansers once a day. Now, the next is going to be, my nationality is dark, or I have dark skin, so I don't need to use a sunscreen during the day. This could be farther from the truth. And really, it's false things appearing true if you have dark skin and don't think that you need UV protection, because you absolutely do. And then actually, I will say it could save your life. Now, I know this because when I was 16, I lost a brother to 24 of skin cancer. So everybody needs to wear sunscreen, no matter what shade of skin you have. But here are a few things that I think would be really helpful for you to know. Now, there are two specific UV rays that you want to be protective of on your skin. The UVB ray burns your skin, and the UVA rays actually ages your skin. So the UVA rays are why basically anybody with a darker colored skin needs to be protecting their skin, because that goes beneath and beyond the barrier. It does not burn the skin, but it absolutely damages the skin. And so you want to use a broad spectrum sunscreen because it helps with both of these, but it also helps with IR, which is actually infrared rays. And so infrared rays are rays that come from your digital device. Maybe what you're probably watching on right now is a digital device. And we're learning that the IR rays actually maybe just penetrate even deeper than the UVA and UVB rays, harming the skin. So the conclusion here is you want to make sure, no matter what skin type you have or how dark your skin is to use a broad spectrum. Hopefully it's natural, organic. We have a great tinted UV primer that has a broad spectrum, beautiful 30 SPF, as well as vitamin D in it, so that you make sure you're getting your happy vitamin during the day while you're protecting your skin from aging. And did you know that 90% of aging is from sun damage? So those are some pretty big reasons. Not only do you save your life, but you save your skin and from aging. So make sure that you put on your sunscreen. So the next thing is, why don't you just use natural ingredients? If they're less expensive, you can just, pick whatever is the cheapest on the market or on the shelf. Again, it goes back to apples and apples and argan to argan. There's all different ways that we can look at different anti-aging products. And when you're younger, I always say start as young as you can. And as you get older, we change your routine a little bit as you age and your skin's needs. But no matter what your age, you really need to protect your skin. And it's smart to just take care of your skin, because it's also learning self-care and learning what phases your skin goes through as you age. In your 20s, your skin is going to respond better. It's going to rehab better. You don't necessarily need to do as many peels or advanced treatments. When you get into your 30s and 40s and 50s, using high quality products is extremely important. It is not an apples to apples of a natural product, because going back to the formulary and how we formulate products, it's really important to make sure that you're getting the natural peptides, that you're getting vitamin C, but a vitamin C ester, so it's actually going deep down into the skin and not just sitting on the top or going rancid once it hits the air. You want to make sure that you're exfoliating correctly, no more than 2 or 3 times a week, because over exfoliating breaks down that skin barrier. And when you're older, your skin does not respond as well or as fast. So as we age, quality matters when you're using natural skin products. But then as you age, not only the quality matters, but how it's formulated and its specific uses for rebuilding the skin barrier, finding out those thin lines, but actually keeping that skin kind of in its natural circadian rhythm. And that's kind of how I look at the skin, is it has all these different rhythms from the morning to the afternoon to the night, and when it repairs, just like our body. So there's this natural intuitiveness that we really have to be in tune with our skin versus bossing it around all the time. So those are a couple skin myths, and I hope I didn't poke any bears in the natural skin world, but I really respect the 60% gets absorbed in the skin concept, because it is true. The compound effect on toxic materials on our skin and in our scalp all add up. And there are studies that share that, it being everything from into a baby's bloodstream to our bloodstream, we do have this, but we also have to understand there's this innateness and this protection that our skin does for us. And we don't want to just make a conclusion that just because the natural world is wanting to sell you a bill of goods, but we use these different tactics that we've been using for years. And I work really hard on the delivery system, and that's why I bring some of these different topics up, between absorbent rates, different molecular weights that we use in formulas, to squalene versus squalane. One goes rancid right away, and one is a natural form that is delivered beautifully and lasts on the skin. So there's all these different bigger picture pieces when you're formulating skincare. And I just don't want you to get caught up in the natural world and one-trick ponies, when there's a lot of depth and knowledge between formulators out there on the market. Now, I hope Evoq Beauty is one of those products for you that you can trust. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. I will leave show notes right below if you're watching on YouTube or on the Awaken Beauty podcast. Those are just some thoughts that I had that I wanted to poke through a couple myths tonight. So anyways, I wish you well. Let me know if you have any questions. This is Cassandra signing off. Just remember, stay sane, get sleep, and bring your sexy back. All right. See you later. And remember, 25% off your first order on evoqbeauty.com, evoqbeauty.com.